mid, they get the alarm bot in there, the way that Steel plays. Also, retake and also defensively on the B side. There's lots of cool things that I feel like are quite unique to 100 Thieves playstyle, but that's all out there. That's all data that's out there. And so far, Gen.G have shown to us that if there is data out there, it's going to be studied and they're going to have an answer for it.
Yeah, I mean, you have watched a lot of 100 Thieves VODs on Icebox, and I think you know a lot about Steel's approach. How do you think he's going to approach that lurk position, given what happened in the first map? Like, you want to shed some light on what you're going to expect out of Steel?
It's really difficult because I don't know what the adjustments will be, because it depends so much on what Gen.G will do. And I feel like, I mean, I might be able to throw the question back at you. Do you feel like there are teams that, when you're trying to anti-strat, when you're trying to deal with a team, do you want to see whether or not they're already trying to adjust to what they expect from you first? Like, because I feel like you don't want to change things necessarily prematurely, just because you expect that the other team might have an answer, but you might want to test it first. So I would expect to see the same, and we'll go into that because we're jumping straight into the pistol here between Gen.G and 100 Thieves, and Gen.G, Win's going to start things off nicely.
So aggressive. Mikhail's so aggressive over here. He's droning in B lobby on defense. How is 100 Thieves going to break this B site? They're pinched.
Yeah, it's looking quite difficult, but it is a pistol, and they can certainly shoot their way out of a situation like this, although they are losing firepower by the moment. As Asuna goes down, Steel now joins the ranks of the Fallen. Nitro with a quick double to respond, but it's just too much damage from Gen.G, and I gotta say, it looked like Gen.G were very prepared for that wall mid-strat and go under tube into the B site. That is something that I've seen a lot of teams really like recently when they are running that stage.
Yeah, and if you looked at the A site, what you saw was a wall over there. So Sean, who was playing the Reyna on the prior map, is now playing Sage. What an insane difference in roles. He walls the A site to allow a quick rotation. Meanwhile, Win's playing so aggressive at B. That opening frag at B really, really hurt 100 Thieves, because it made the hit super one-dimensional, and they're in the center of the map. So there's people in long B, there's people in B site, there's people in market, there's people in spawn, there's people flanking mid from A, and it's just too many angles at that point for 100 Thieves to take care of. Ooh, farming the orbs. Man, Gen.G looks really good.
Yeah, they definitely do. Just have to deal with this eco round, and they'll be good to go into that first gun round. Kusa able to maintain lots of control by himself here, using the turret. He's got the alarm bot on the left side too, in case he has to fall back, and they can timing through. Don't cover there to deny Kusa's vision. Kusa can't really afford to go closer than he already is, lest he risk too much.
He has that alarm bot though, so he has an alarm bot telling him if someone gets any closer than this start cover. And there's the turret also spotting.
Marshall is extremely strong. And we'll give Kusa a couple kills. And 2 for 1 there is huge. They haven't gotten any position yet, the attackers. So getting a 2 for 1, certainly something that they will find to be quite acceptable. In the meantime, Nitro able to walk up into kitchen. He might actually find a timing where they don't know, or where they are not aware as to his position, and he could use that element of surprise to turn the tables here. Nitro has the ability to somehow find a way for 100 Thieves to win this round, but he's got to find some kills. Spots one player, he goes straight for it. No trigger discipline, just go in for it, trying to find the next play. He knows there's got to be somebody else around, and he's scouting out all this information. Spotted out another one, but Sean is quick to the frag. Eco, though, able to trade, and that's going to allow the spike to go down. So that's money in the bank, but can they actually win from this position? It's not looking too bad here. They managed to get time to get into post-plant positions by B long, by yellow. There's Window. I love that. The dash on top. That's so smart. What a move from Win.
Every play Win made in that 2-on-2 was excellent, right? As him and his teammate are running up middle into the B site, he up traps into the site. What does that do? It creates 2 different elevations. So he's peeking up top, Mikhail's peeking below, but he's doing this so quickly on the fly. And then as Mikhail's dart tags the guy behind yellow, he dashes on top of it, knowing he can get a really crazy one-on-one with the guy along B. Because the guy below him, I mean, he knows exactly what's going on below him. That guy has been pinged by a recon dart. So he's safe from that fight. Everything he's doing is not only very aggressive, it's very calculated. And I really like how he's approaching this jet roll.
Yeah, totally agree. And it's going to be a massive bonus here. The 3 pistols being carried through. Not really going too much investment, but 100Thieves going aggressive here to meet this in the A site. And it's looking kind of crazy. Win on a Spectre.
They walled up. That's so sick. They walled up.
Oh, that's beautiful. I actually missed that too.
I've never seen that.
Oh, I love that. It'll be interesting to see if we...
So fast.
I wonder if we'll get more of that in the rest of this half.
Quite unlucky, though. They take out the 2 players that really don't matter much on Icebox, right? If they took out the Omen, hitting this B site would be almost out of the question. It would be so difficult to hit this B site without smokes. But he's alive, so both sites are open. You can see Gen.G is kind of fishing around, and they're going to get caught off guard on this rope.
Oof.
Enemy remaining.
Nico able to take down both players, finishing it off. Only losing 2, but again, the investment from Gen.G was quite minimal. So I don't think that they're going to be too disappointed by that.
I loved that wall, Dan. That wall was amazing. I've never seen a Sage aggressively wall, herself and a teammate up onto the catwalk so quickly. Those guys were up there immediately, and 100Thieves was super aware. If they didn't have all 5 players there, I think Gen.G might win that little skirmish.
Let us hunt.
I just love the creative Sage walls. It's just beautiful to see. Recon down to the back of A. Recon got exchange on A. Lots of presence around mid, though, going up the tube.
Ooh, op first off, Dan.
Oh, Steel is ready for that one, though. Better position on him. GMD now, does he want to make a play? He's going to hear some movement, so he could decide to just talk to his teammates and tell them what's going on. He could try to get the flank going. He's just going to stay passive and hold on to the tube position as 100Thieves go to finish on the B site.
So Mikael just droned A and saw nothing. He's cheating over to B now. They'll have 3 people here before the hit. Yeah, like you said, this kills play also. Recon gets a ping, and now we're in a 5-on-3. Things get real difficult for Gen.G here.
Ooh, is he going to make it? Oh no, GMD can't get out of the radius in time. He did get a kill though, and he's not going to get punished. So that actually was a pretty strong play, but the res comes through from Nitro. 100Thieves really wanting to make sure they'll secure this one. Michael taking down Steel though. That makes it a 3 versus 4 in this retake, and right now the defenders are knocking on the door and the spike was only just planted. There's lots of time. The paranoia goes out and the swing behind yellow commences. The trades are not looking good though here for Gen.G. 100Thieves looking to convert this one. Michael though wants to be kicked. Sting at least. Able to get anything more. So lots of powerful ultimates burned there from 100Thieves, but they do come away with the victory, and they still have a Hunter's Fury and a Showstopper. So not looking too bad now, 100Thieves.
Yeah, and for those watching at home, kind of wondering like the pace, who's winning this match. When I've been watching Icebox lately, it seems like the map is super attack-sided. Particularly when you have a decent comp and you have a Sage in play, so you can wall at B, wall at A, kind of get the plant down and then play a post plant. So I think things are falling right into line where you would expect them. If Gen.G starts running away with this half, I think then we end up in a weird scenario where I would heavily favor them.
See right now how passive 100Thieves are. They're expecting, with the anticipation that their opponents have that eco rounds, that Gen.G would get aggressive somewhere, and they're just not doing it. You know, we had that wall on A previously to get aggressive, but this time around, nothing doing for Gen.G. Somewhat forward positions, but they're letting 100Thieves make the move. And 100Thieves, of course, at this point, they've burned quite a lot of time off the clock. They've got to start moving towards the site.
Yeah, they've got nothing. They've wasted a lot of time, and they have nothing, Dan.
They're going towards win here as well. He has the knives out. This is scary. Oh, he's going to get spotted. And with that drone spotting him, he wants to go aggressive. He's going to drop down into this cubby. And there's lots of cubbies here to work from for win.
Yeah, they're going A. They're terrified. They're definitely going A here. You can see the spike rolling back to A. 3 players going there. Mikael's droning. He's going to spot this, but these guys have no chance of making it into the site in time.
Nightmare's over.
Asuna will take down GMD as well. So
30 seconds
things
left.
looking a little bit easier. The Hunter's Fury is available for Michael, but you don't want to commit that unless you feel like you have a good chance to win the round. Oh, huge pick from Steel. Absolutely massive picks from Steel. He's not stopping just yet as well. On that operator, on the Killjoy, he's been something of a revelation for 100 Thieves. And although they're supposed to win this round, there were a lot of landmines laid out by Gen.G that 100 Thieves managed to evade.
I mean, things looked really scary for a second there, especially when Hiko's drone missed when he got really close. You just felt, you know, the Korean jet vibe, just right click, dash, like just chaos, right? We all felt it coming, but 100 Thieves thought better. I think Hiko maybe gave some good comms from that drone info, and they just rolled back to A and just take a free site. Good mid game from 100 Thieves to stabilize there. Op versus Op again here at A. Oh no, Win has a rifle here. So Steel's gonna end up peeking into him, and this is interesting because this is a cool little smoke setup.
And this Fury coming out there. Nice find by Win. Takes down Steel. That's a massive pick. Another one, the trade attempt late from Hiko fails. And that's going to leave 100 Thieves in a very bad position. They have to work B now, and there's going to be sound cues there for GMD, who's sitting in middle by Orange, so he's going to know exactly what's going on. The rotation's coming through.
Ooh, how does 100 Thieves stabilize here? It seems so difficult in this 3-on-5. Get the spike down. That's a huge win, but Nitro's still really low.
There is a showstopper available for Asuna, but Ethan's going to take the forward battles. They know they have to get some early wins here on the fights to make this even possible, but it's not looking too good. We've got Nitro playing by the wall here in this gap. Really scary position. Asuna caught throwing the paint shells, and although Nitro gets that pick and is playing around the wall so well, there is only so much that he can do. And that's going to be Gen.G with the retake, surviving with 3 players, so pretty good look for them.
Definitely good look. And there's the res for the Econ. Wynn's about to lock it in once everyone gets their weapons. I think he's going to go look for that operator over at the A site. You can see Kusto's booking it. He's trying to get to the operator that Steel had. So they're going to get Wynn that op for next round. Really smart play to not stick the defuse. On the other side of the coin, though. Oof. 100 Thieves. You know, it's that phase syndrome I'm getting right now, right? Where Wynn took those fights to people on 100 Thieves, and he's conditioning them to not want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing so aggressively. He's making them want to use utility more than they probably want to, more than they planned on doing, because he's aggressively just winning the fights.
And we have a 2-man setup here on B long. Again, it's going to be this operator from Win, they may not expect, plus GMD early in the early timings, but nothing going on there, so GMD rotates. Oh, and it's a very fast push through mid here, going straight over Boy. Let's see what can be found with his showstopper. Oh, the rocket's sent, but it will not find its target as Gen.G are defending extremely well right now. Steel with a nice double to give a chance here for 100 Thieves. And he's going to be able to make his way into the site as well. But there's only so much that he can do. Win with such a good pick. And it leaves Ethan in the 1v3 now. And the spike's in the middle of the open here, and that's going to be very difficult for Ethan to recover. He's got a smoke now available. Need to take the fights though, and a Win with one straight in the side of his head. 4-3, and Win, just as you said, Sean, you know, it's crazy we didn't talk more about him in the pre-game, but he's looking very decisive on Icebox so far.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous rotate. I mean, that's exactly what you would want. If your Jet is opping B, right, and totally out of the picture, and you have this insane mid-A split coming in for 100 Thieves that you rarely see, right? A wall, and then a pre-slow on Boiler, the ramp, Asuna, you know, ulting up, satchelating into the spawn. It was so aggressive. But when repositions deep in defender spawn on top of that little roof, and he just outplays them perfectly. Oh, dear.
That's nasty. Not sure about that Cloudburst, but it's cool at least. And, oh, hello. Oh.
Yeah, I hate to see that.
Well, at least Win escapes with his life. And 100 Thieves again left in a position where they're in trouble. Steel is lurking towards the A site, but it's a very delicate dance. And you can see that Sean is anticipating that this is possible. Right now, Gen.G leaving the player on A tells us they know that Steel likes to lurk those spots. And Asuna, though, he's so deep towards Snowman, getting these frags that's surely going to convince the rotation. But the running's hard of Steel, and it looks like it was a beautiful hold from Sean. He waited long enough to catch Steel out. With that said, though,
a huge miss from Hiko. Now we're in a 3-on-2, and this could literally go either way.
yeah, it's looking very tough. Nitro, oh, he's going to find this kill, and he will. Takes down Sean, leaving Kusta. 1 versus 2 now. And they're going to play this so disciplined. I say that, the swing comes through from Nitro, and he's good off the first shot, and that's going to be a wrap. Very back and forth here now, 4 against 4.
Very, very back and forth right now. I mean, it is 4-4, but if I'm observing this game from an analytical point of view, it does seem like Gen.G's ahead. And it takes a miracle out of Asuna, pushing through a smoke, you know, finding this blind opening onto the B site. He has no help. No one's with him, right? He has to find these frags to bring his team back in the round, and luckily he does. He had so much impact, though, on that entry.
Well, we're going to get a fast one, it looks like, towards the A site, though. Just Sean there. The rest of Gen.G are pushing mid and or well, at least position around B long. So they are in retake territory, whether they like it or not, if the pace continues here from 100 Thieves. So for Sean, you know, he's dropped that wall, and you can see a contact here from 100 Thieves. They don't want to give the game away, but with that said, the positioning of Gen.G, they should surely know exactly what's going on right now.
Ooh, that's a lot of info on a drone. The drone clears all of the site. You can see 100 Thieves just, you know, walks on in, plants the spike. Now we just get chaos here. They're going to break the wall, so it's a little bit easier for them to defend the site.
Drone going through as well.
This retake is very tense. It means a lot for both of these teams, Dan.
Both Killjoy ultimates coming down, the lockdowns in play. Sean trying to lurk out there. He's got the ability to just get out there a little bit and get back behind the radius. Oh, wind going in though. Again, trying to find the difficult timing. Nitro, he's going to get traded off of that. So it was probably worth it though, taking down Wind with those knives. Asuna defending close by the spike, able to get traded out as well. So Gen.G are making ground. They're making distance. The trades are going their way so far, but it's a 2v2, and it's going to be Ethan to just take it all. 100 Thieves winning that by a hair.
Ooh, he got the 140 Phantom Dink and clutched out the round. Oh man, Ethan winning that round, just clawing through, bringing 100 Thieves to 5 rounds. That's a big round too, because if you look at the economy on Gen.G, this is where 100 Thieves starts to stabilize. If they just secure their economy here, have a clean round, they likely run away with this half at this point.
More of a mid-focus coming through this time around for 100 Thieves, and that might catch this tube walk that we're about to see, or maybe vice versa. Not expecting to see a Bucky right there at that time of the round, and now still is with him going down there, dropping the operator as well. GMG's going to use the dark cover to absolutely crush with the Bucky, and I don't know how the hell he's getting so much value. Asuna dropping off to find Win at least to give some kind of a chance here, but that is outrageous. And you know what? I feel like it is just desserts for Steel, being on the receiving end this time of the Bucky.
That is very true. He deserves it. He deserves it. That's karma. That has to be karma, right? Just getting Buckied like that.
Yeah.
After all the bucking we've seen out of him.
I feel like if we could see his face, he'd just be nodding and just be like, yep, that makes sense.
These guys are going to walk into the A site. And again, Gen.G is playing full retake on this A site. And I think if 100 Thieves just, walks into the site and everything goes like it seems like it's going to go, we're going to see a lot more A hits in the future. Because they're now realizing the A site is a little bit weak.
The showstopper is up for Asuna, so that does actually make this quite scary. Being able to defend and use that showstopper as the defenders come in to retake through these choke points might give opportunity for at least one free kill out of that ultimate. And then it's a 2v3, and they're going aggressive actually around screen. I love this. Instead of falling back, like you might expect, they know they have to get early kills. Oh, the jump peek is genius. Showstopper out. Incredibly key frags coming through from Ethan. Asuna, though, in the 1 versus 2. Very doable. Playing around 410, seeing what he can find, looking for the 1v1.
Enemy
And he's going to
remaining.
find it. My God, Asuna! That's insane! Just one more to go as he buys time, working his way back around 410. And he's going to see Sage, and he's going to take him down. Great play from Asuna for the Red Bull clutch. My God, Sean, this guy is nuts.
That was absolutely beautiful from 100 Thieves. It's one of the few times we've seen them bring the aggression. And again, it comes from the young star in Asuna, right? They take that push towards screens. You said it was such a good play. I couldn't agree more. They could not have fallen back and played that 4-on-2 passive and won it. They get proactive. You know, Ethan gets the 2 frags. It then is in Asuna's hands to close out the last 2. And who better on 100 Thieves than him to do that right now?
Big plays. All started with the bucket this time. The operator! Oh, looked like a collat almost. But it is a traded out this time. You can see that 100 Thieves are adapting to the shenanigans around Tube, and they get the res off too, securing the 5 versus 4. Meanwhile, Eco's getting that info. He's clearing out those positions towards A, and it's got to feel very confusing for Gen.G because right now, 100 Thieves kind of resetting the situation. They could go anywhere right now.
Yeah, and they walled mid to peek into B. Steel goes down again. Opening death twice in one round. I can't feel too good. But Asuna, this man is mad right now.
Yeah, but he just doesn't care. We get the res coming out from Sean, though. That puts it back to a 3 versus 3. It's kind of crazy. Kusta with the swing. That elevated position around B long. And Nitro, easy punish onto Michael. Trade through from Sean. And now it's up to Sean to try to clutch with Sage. He's got an Ice Orb. That's basically it in terms of utility. He has full HP at least. And right now, you know, there's 30 seconds, so not too much pressure on 100 Thieves. They've got time to get this spike planted. Sean might get caught here on the rotation. The flick comes through. Ethan is not going to whiff that. That's going to be the 7th round in favor of 100 Thieves.
Before the switch.
And the importance of that 4-on-2 eco, you can just feel it right now. You can just feel how important that round was to just how this match is playing out right now. We go from potentially a tied game to now, you know, ending the half at maybe 8-4. I mean, this doesn't seem like an 8-4 half for 100 Thieves, but they won the important rounds and they won a couple huge clutches. They're battling back, especially Austin. I can't state that enough. He is having so much impact.
Bomb grenade out.
Kusta still, you know, trying to keep control of this B long position. It's a very difficult position. Gonna have to fall back here. Does have support from GMD on the site. 100 Thieves look pretty committed towards this. They've got Steel in mid, as you'd expect. And Win is walking down cheap as well. So he might find Steel. That's in the meanwhile.
GMD is spotted by the recon, Dan. Little bit of a misplay right there. He thought he could slime away, go on the left side of the yellow. He just didn't work out. Still about to get shotgun twice in a row in the same way.
I feel like...
Oh, dear. The mold will be building.
I want to see it. Oh, he whiffs the shot. He even gets the shot off too. And that's the job of the operator to win, no less. The Jet. That's fantastic for Gen.G's chances here. Equalizing into a 4 versus 4. The spike still needs to be planted in this position. Oh, peeks through the nano swarm. Kusta, what a genius. So confident, is knocking every player down. There's only Hiko remaining. Out comes the Hunter Spirit. He wants to find Kusta. He knows he's low. He wants to destroy that lockdown. But you know what? He's going to get absolutely annihilated by Sean. And that is going to be 5 rounds for Gen.G at the end of the first half. This icebox is on right now for both of these teams. We're seeing so much great stuff either way, and I love it.
Yeah, I mean, Bach did mention this is the coldest map, Dan, and revenge is indeed a dish best served cold.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm sorry I had to do it. I had to do it. The shotguns coming in onto Steel. It feels so poetic. It feels like he should be getting shotgunned after what we've seen lately.
I respect, but also hate you.
Yes, yeah, I know.
All right. I mean, you said it on Ascent as well, and a pistol is always extremely important. Gen.G obviously trailing here, and are we looking to see any shenanigans off the bat here from these initial positions? Doesn't look like it.
It's pretty standard from 100 Thieves, if I'm being honest. Steel alone at A, though, kind of interesting. We don't really see much Killjoys soloing A like this anymore, but he has some help from Ethan with the smokes. Gen.G is going to come into him, though. They're definitely coming A here. Probably behind Mikhail's drone.
Oh, and there's a push garage as well from B Long, and Kusa, he spots it, so he's able to at least fight if they push him. They're not going to push him just yet. The rotation is very far away at this point. Kusa's trying to... Oh, no, he's going to go down. Didn't disengage quickly enough, and Sean with the wall there to try to get something go. Oh, the classic, the jumping classic from Sean. That stings for Steel. Didn't know what hit him, and now 4 versus 4.
On the flank, Dan.
And the spike is planted, and as you say, up on the belt, so it's a pretty difficult position to deal with. Asuna can just toy with them. He doesn't even have to commit to any fights to be an absolute pain in the ass for Gen.G, but Gen.G have the man advantage right now. Here comes the push straight through. Ethan opens it up nicely, and Asuna's paint shots come through as well. So great stuff from 100Thieves, able to pick it up. But Spike did go down, so I wonder if we'll see some force buy action in the following round.
Yeah, I mean, the last time that I really took an in-depth look at Gen.G playing Icebox, it was around the Stinger meta time, and they had a ridiculous mid-B split. It looked amazing. I hope we get the chance to see it again at some point this game, but it might be like one of those Stinger exclusive type strats. It's a treat. Honestly, they just basically fly through mid with a Sage wall. I think they might be doing it. Oh my god. This is going to be epic. Are you ready, Dan?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Placing sentry.
Trapped in. I'm ready to get in the brace position. Up mid they go. Dark cover there. Oh, that's a big recon. It will get taken down though. And they're going up tube into kitchen.
Strat. They're just all sliming into kitchen right now.
And that kitchen position. Steel's getting close with the Bucky. Looking for that revenge. Here comes the Bucky. Steel's not going to find anything with the Bucky. 2 kills going towards Gen.G, but here comes Nitro. They have the Spectres. They should be able to clean up most of these players. Spike's planted though. That's a lot of money again in the bank. Going to help out Gen.G, regardless of what happens here. But still, Nitro's looking to see if he can find that cleanup. That Spectre. Of course, you don't want to overexpose yourself here. And there goes the Bucky. Dropped by Steel. Put to great use. Really scary here now as Ethan tries to find his way onto the side. Gets tagged by the drone. Oh no. He does manage to take down Win though. Another player on the corner. Ethan still picks it up. Alone now against Kusta in the 1v1. Time is starting to be a problem. There goes the Nano Swarm. Oh, Kusta with the Ghost. It just does too much damage. And Gen.G good for the Thrifty. He said they slammed their way up into the kitchen, and it certainly worked.
Wow, yeah, that is not at all what I expected. When I saw them all gather on mid, I thought they would have this explosive utility usage where they just run through mid. They just kind of lurched their way into the kitchen and just, you know, overwhelmed all the players on 100Thieves. 100Thieves never, ever saw that coming. At no point were they ready for that amount of people that pushed up. And it looked like, you know, Gen.G would just swarm a player. Whenever they see someone, they would just swarm them. And 100Thieves just kept getting taken out in unfavorable duels.
Oh, getting the mid aggression going straight back out from 100Thieves. Getting up close to that dark cover. Kusa's here to watch plays. I don't know if he's going to be able to take down all these players. Whoa. He's getting pre-fired before they come through the smoke. Sean, though, is ready. Great angle. Really favorable angles coming in here for Gen.G as they take the fight back to 100Thieves. And Sean, pop, and they're all gone.
Whew. Whew. My doppelganger just literally flicking on heads over there. Gen.G, Sean, gathering the res too. So it's important that someone like Sage gets plants in. They get easy eco frags because the res is so important in pro play. You know, getting these rounds where you can have a throwaway life, someone can play super aggressive. You can have Win, take this operator and just updraft onto the railing right now and take a super aggressive fight. And normally you would never want to do that in a round like this. This is gonna be really cool. He did it. He updrafted right away. Meanwhile, GMD's also being aggressive at B. So you can see the power of the res. The power of the res is just freedom to have aggression.
GMD is actually so scary right now what he's doing. He's
yeah,
not
look where he is.
Stopping it at all. He's just pressuring so hard right now, and that's going to really feel very strong. And I like this though. 100Thieves trying to actually respond by taking mid control, but they're getting punished for doing it.
both B players are down, and someone's already in B that they aren't even aware about, Dan. There's already an Omen here, and he's killing Hiko in the side of the head in mid. The round is over, Dan. It's a 5-on-2. These two players are on A, and Gen.G has no intentions of heading that way. Great round by Gen.G off the back of that frag from Kusta.
Oh, they're just Gen.G are playing so much. I feel like they're playing so much better across the board. It's from just a week ago. I really felt I didn't feel underwhelmed a week ago, but I didn't feel like they had that dark horse or that potential to be a good dark horse pick. But right now, as you said, they're looking fantastic.
Yeah, I mean they did this round with the polar opposite aggressions, right? GMD pushing through B, Win pushing by A, and the plan was initially to go to A, but that changes when people come mid into Kusta, right? People actively tried to find Kusta, and they paid the price. He shut down the star fragger Asuna on a Killjoy lurk roll, right? And that changes everything. People come back to B, they catch Steel in the middle with an Odin. Not really a favorable duel, if I'm being honest. They take him out. I mean, the round's literally over at that point because of GMD's position, though. Gen.G looks really, really good.
Win on that operator is such a scary prospect too, and it doesn't feel like because we're not seeing that Jet on 100Thieves, they don't have that same kind of danger factor that a Jet gives you. Like it's such a you can condition opponents so effectively with Jet because it just feels like everything could be scary.
This is gonna be fun.
Whereas I don't feel that way about how 100Thieves have their composition right now. So that's just part of the nature of this.
Yeah, I think the scary thing with these Jets in pro play right now is they could play aggressive, they could play passive. And look at this wall. Oh my goodness. Ethan TP is on top of Nitro's wall. It doesn't matter. We're already in a 5-on-3 yet again.
Yeah, these eco rounds. It feels like 100Thieves have had so many eco rounds across these two maps.
Gen.G, it seems like they've had the right answer and the right setup, the perfect counter every round so far. You can tell they've done their homework coming into this matchup. And if I'm being honest, like I don't see how 100Thieves comes back into this game because they're such a structured team that in order for them to win this game, they have to break that structure. They have to go into the unknown. They have to take the gloves off of some of their players because everything they normally do is very readable right now.
Well, as you say about taking the gloves off, Sean, Nitro has taken everything off. He's just out there right now, exposed, but doing everything to keep this round alive for his team. Lane Screen's aware that there could be that mid lurk, just giving up some of the sites so that he can play with his team. It's a 3 versus 2 in favor of 100Thieves, thanks to Nitro with those 2 quick kills. Time is a problem now as well. Win. The flick missed, and oh my god, the res comes in. Wins in a 1v4. He's got to get the spike. He's got to plant it, and he's got no time. The round is over. The round is over, and if Win survives this, that would be a miracle. Because what's up? It's Asuna right around the corner for the Thrifty. 100Thieves were just literally just when they're getting counted out, Sean.
Yes.
I'm
literally live counting them out as they're bringing back this insane eco. But they did it in the way that I said they would need to, right? Nitro making this individual play. He's able to swing, right? The round has broken down. We're in an eco, and people are making individual plays for 100Thieves. They need to do that on gun rounds. They need to have that approach moving forward, and not just when they're saving. I mean, they have that random style when they're saving because they know they have to catch people off guard to win the round. And that's a beautiful 3-on-5 they just won. But I still lack the confidence in them closing out this game from what I've seen, which is crazy for me to say because 100Thieves coming into this tournament, I thought they were the favorites to win it.
Yeah, they won first strike.
Yeah.
It's like they know how to win. All these players,
insane.
the lineup that they have, all these players are closers. All of them. At big tournaments. There's a lot to be said for the experience on their team, and I completely agree with you. But for Gen.G, they're just bringing such a great level to this. But with that said, it's not over just yet. And this is just map 2. If you're just joining us, you might be in for a ride here because Win pulls out the knives, he pulls out the blades.
He's coming at Hiko. He's coming at Hiko right now.
And he's looking for it. He gets it! Shears his head right off with those daggers, and that is a problem. You've lost your Sova straight away. Great pick to find.
It makes them all go to mid, Dan. 100 Thieves is massively out of position for either site right now. Gen.G has so many options after a pick like that. They're going to drone into B. The good thing for 100 Thieves is that the star player Asuna remains at this site.
One drone, but there's no info on A as well for 100 Thieves. They have to guess. As you said, they've got some play in mid to try to put the pieces together, and 100 Thieves do have position towards this site. There goes Asuna. Rocket comes out. Asuna, what can he find? He can't even pull the trigger. Win takes him out of the skies, and that's going to be a huge win for Gen.G. Win is not done just yet. Darting all over the place. The frenzy's in hand now that the blades are gone, and it's really no chance left in this one for 100 Thieves. They've got 2 players. And I don't think Ethan, he's out here because if he gets given a couple easy kills, they can maybe decide to try to do something, but it's just not being given. The discipline from Gen.G is there, and Win is looking to find the backs of one of these players, and he might just be finding both of them. Ethan is right below him.
Ethan has to save this weapon. Ethan absolutely has to save this weapon. You can see Sean on Gen.G's side is on the hunt. He is right behind Ethan.
Oh, that was close to it. We have 5 bullets left. He's not confident to be able to save that. He does have a couple dark covers, so there is, I think, was a possibility for that. But Kusta takes him down regardless. 9-9. We have a hell of a game on our hands here, Sean. And again, this is just map 2. And for those who missed the first map, Gen.G did manage to take down 100 Thieves on Ascent, which was Gen.G's map choice in convincing fashion. Gen.G looking phenomenal.
Yeah, it was such a convincing first map. And that's part of the reason why I think we're doubting 100 Thieves coming back into this game, even though we're sitting at 9-9. I mean, this is literally a tied game, but it feels like Gen.G is ahead.
You're completely right. I can't really understand the scoreline, given that feeling. You're so right with that. But moving into this one is we're going to see Win actually moving towards A actually with the rest of his team. They've left GMD once again lurking towards that B-long position, entertaining the defenders who are looking for information, clearing these positions. They want info, and GMD might be giving it to them. He's going to back away though, and steals force out of the site pretty much.
If you look at this, then I mean, this is a Killjoy and Opera. He doesn't have many movement options here. Like if this jet pounces on him, he's in big trouble.
Nitro, that repeak, I feel like he wanted to try to get a wall or something here to slow this down, and the wall comes through, and that will allow him to put his attention elsewhere. Spike is planted. The mid play is actually being diffused by 100 Thieves, so 100 Thieves definitely looking a bit better on the retake than otherwise. They would have let these players up mid, and Asuna, he's going to find the duel against Kusta, who is going to win it.
Wow, again and again, Kusta's winning this mid battle, Dan, and he takes out the star player on the retake.
We've got a res available on Sean as well, and there's no ultimates here for 100 Thieves unless Hiko gets a kill. Nitro picks off Win, going aggressive on the stage. The battle stage coming through for 100 Thieves. Can he do it again, though? Can he make the difference? He's doing it so far. Another headshot from Nitro as Michael goes down, hits the ground hard as Kusta is now just the only man left standing. He's going to have to try to get there in time, but Hiko, speaking of time, has none of it, and that's going to be the round for Gen.G, going down to the last.
Fall to it looked like 100 Thieves was going to retake that site. Everything was going so well. I think Nitro is keeping his confidence level high despite, you know, all of these unfavorable situations that keep happening to the team. His experience is allowing him to realize that he has to take over the game. That's what I'm feeling when I watch Nitro. A lot of peaks that he normally doesn't have, but he's doing it because he feels like he has to take his team over the finish line. And this is scary. This is scary for 100 Thieves. Look at their money. It's dwindling, Dan. They're going to have to save and give up 11, potentially.
Very scary situation to find yourself in. And, man, it's crazy. It's just such a crazy game. We need it to go to 3, Sean. I think there was a fundamental need that we have.
I mean, out of all the options in the series, right? Like 2-0 100 Thieves, 2-1 100 Thieves, 2-1 Gen.G, 2-0 Gen.G. I feel like the 2-0 in Gen.G's favor would be the least picked option if I were to do a poll in the community before this game. It is, no one would say that. I mean, you would have no logical reason to say something like that. So this is a stellar performance we're seeing right now from Gen.G.
No, the operator, great kill onto Ethan. The jump heat comes through. You thought it was nerfed. Think again. Not in the hands of Win. And that's an very early 5v4.
Here.
And let's look at it this way too. With the ecoing team, one of the ways that you can mitigate a disadvantage that you have in weapons is with your numbers. And having a player picked off early like that makes it so much better for the attackers. Such a big relief for Gen.G to get that early find.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at 100 Thieves right now, 1, 1, 1, 1. They're all split across the map. You mentioned having numbers in areas could help on ecos. They're doing the exact opposite. But part of the reason is because of that opening pick. It puts so much doubt in your heads, right? You have to spread out and figure out what's going on.
And Gen.G, they're playing it perfectly. They're just using the time to suggest that they could be doing anything. And there it is. They show their hand, moving up B long. When able to clear some of these close positions, and if they can get to yellow, then the wall actually goes up. That's an interesting one. That might help buy time for this rotation for the defenders. There's 30 seconds, so they can't go back to the other site. Great pick from Asuna. 100 Thieves might be slowing this down just enough to give themselves a chance to win this round. There goes the Hunter's Fury, and this is now looking extremely bad for Gen.G. They've got to get the spike planted, but it's looking almost impossible. Asuna's putting the pressure on. Nitro is behind the wall, and they don't have time. The ult comes through, but they don't have time to get the spike there.
I don't think there's time.
There is no time. So long as they stay alive, so long as Asuna lives, the round is over. He's going to do it. He's going to be alive in time, and that's the Red Bull clutch coming through. My God. The delay was so important. That wall was genius.
What an amazing wall, but then Asuna finding the pick over the wall. Hiko ulting to slow things down further. Paint shells, Boombot rolling around on the ground. It's just, it doesn't stop because Gen.G didn't give themselves time. And then when, unfortunately, I mean, GMD had the right play to ult to A, but he probably should have taken the spike with him because the spike couldn't make it. I mean, very unfortunate round there for Gen.G. We're at 10-10, and I mean, again, this is anyone's game at this point.
Yeah, I was wondering about the TP there in this fight, but that's a conversation for another time as we're into the thick of it. And a lot of pressure towards the A side of the map. This looks very default for Gen.G right now. GMD, working the garage lure, keeping 100 Thieves honest, not being able to push that position against him. And right now, actually, Gen.G, it feels like a lot of pressure, but they are still just pretty slow around this mid position as well, looking for any picks. And you could see that 100 Thieves are looking for something, but they've got to be so careful. You can't give up that first pick.
They have to be really careful, especially because, so Mihail, every time he's droned, they've gone to that site, is what I've noticed. But he just droned B, and they're now grouping A. So they've set a precedent of having that be a thing in their strats. And they are further faking this B strat. They bring the Killjoy all over. And look, Dan, look at the rotations on the minimap. The only person left is Nitro.
Oh, but it looks like they realize what's going on here. This is not going to be all of the way. Win gets the opening pick. Asuna goes in, but Win responds in kind. Great stuff with the operator. Gen.G looking pretty damn good right now. It's only one player left. So even though 100 Thieves didn't fully buy the fake, it doesn't matter because they moved out of position enough that Gen.G were able to take them out. And maybe there's something to be said for the fact that 100 Thieves just were hesitant. They didn't know precisely what was happening, that they couldn't even think to just be playing for retake. But that gave the picks there to Gen.G to give them that round.
Dan, I think it's very, very telling. And I mentioned it in the first eco. But it seems like, I think 2 out of the 3 rounds 100 Thieves has won this half have been eco rounds. And it's because they're playing with a looseness to them on those rounds where people they don't have defined utility. And they're just playing kind of freely. But on these gun rounds, it just looks like Gen.G is so drilled. They're outplaying them every single gun round I watch.
And they're just going to try to contact up B, and this is such a break of the default from Gen.G that this will not really be expected.
I think they're doing this because of the economy. It's like they just don't think that 100 Thieves has the economy to take these lines.
And so far, so good. Some of the early challenges will go the way of Gen.G. Nice shock dart kill from Hiko. And if they can find anything out of Asena's operator, anything out of these sheriffs, maybe there's a world where this can happen. And he's going to go down by the crates. Asena, you talked about not having much to fight the Lions. They have that one big gun, and it's so far delivering. Asena, will he try to go more aggressive with this? They're going to be forced to try to peek. There's a dark cover comes through to block Asena off. He's got to go forward as the spike defuse is coming in, and it's going to be defused. There's nothing that they can do about it.
Enemy remaining.
GMT is going to be able to take down one at the end, but 11 to 11, Sean, and this is just so
This
mad.
is insanity. This is actual insanity. I can't believe what we're getting to witness right here. And I rarely say things like this, right? In-game leader, like I try to dissect the strats. Asena and Nitro on an individual level dish the strats. These guys are carrying 100 Thieves through this map right now. And if 100 Thieves steals this map, all the credit must go to those two players.
It must. Still working the operator from B long, much as we saw Kusta doing for Gen.G on their defense. When popping those blades, and again, the pressure comes through towards A. Again, we've seen this. This is the default. It's the jump peeking there to try to, be protected against any angles. Wall goes up in response.
I'm so scared for 100 Thieves right now, Dan, because this A site has proven to be very weak.
Oh, there we go. Win gets the right click. Looking for the second, and he gets it as well. Ethan goes down, and 100 Thieves, they needed Ethan to survive to get a kill, something. Playing retake now is going to be hard. They've got the lockdown from Steel. It feels like that's their best chance here in this one to take this round, or do they save? I feel like there's so many questions right now for 100 Thieves, Sean.
I think they have to save this lockdown for an actual gun round. They're debating it right now. They need a pick. They need something to open up this round, and it's not coming. Gen.G playing so disciplined, and you can see Steel moving away from the site, pretty much insinuating this is going to be a save. 100 Thieves has to save these weapons and take them into the final round.
Oh, and
honestly, though, they might be worse with the weapons. From what we've seen this happen, this might be the anti-logic play.
It's so crazy too, because oftentimes, if you can get to play a retake, I feel like, the chance is going to be a lot better. You still could have used the lockdown. Oh god, that's scary. But they still could have used the lockdown, right? You could have had more players alive. Ethan could have survived perhaps, but because of the way these contact plays are going, much like with the fake, and they're not expecting to be in retake mode yet, they're getting caught in committed battles where they're losing. I love the drone combo into the updraft for Win to know exactly where to send those knives. And Ethan feels so much pressure to trade there, and it's just so difficult.
It's so difficult. I mean, the jet dagger Win's so good with the movement. I mentioned it before the game. He's just floating. How can you have good crosshair placement if he's creating a new spot that you can't be aware of? It's brilliant jet play coming out of Win all series long.
Asena's getting aggressive in G, or at least looking to do so, maybe off the back of utility from a teammate. Recon goes out, and of course, if someone shoots that, he can peek. There's various ways he can play with that, but
he's lost this fight a lot, and he's coming back, Dan. Gusta's won this twice now. Does he win it a third time?
Oh, the alarm bot's genius. The drone comes through, though, and that's going to be the action that Asena wants, and the alarm bot's going to send Asena back as well, so somewhat of an even trade there. Such intensity early on as the play comes to A.
Shallow breathing, Dan. Help me get through this. This is getting so tense. You can feel just the round slows down here. The A hit's going to come. 100 Thieves feel it coming. You can see 4 people kind of huddled around this site right now. Ethan with the information all further tells them that this is going to be an A hit. Oh.
And this would be 100 Thieves eliminated from the tournament if they lose this round. It's all on the line here for 100 Thieves.
30 seconds left.
The situation is looking very grim, but there's not that much time to plant the spike, so they have to start moving forward now for that spike plant. Gen.G looking to get it down, and they will. And it's a retake here. Steel has the lockdown for that retake, but they've lost Nitro. They're in a 4 versus 5 on this one. Asena backside doesn't have the showstopper. He'd have to get 2 kills to get it as he pressures forwards. Oh, he's going to use the wall here. He's going to find the pick onto Sean. And with that, maybe there's a chance. Window on the trade, playing the Pipe's position, dropping off. And There comes the Hunter's Fury as well from Michael. It goes from bad to worse here for 100 Thieves as they start to fall until there is just no more. And it's all